from climate change.
Are we, as part of that, going to put EV charging points in the car park?
Oh, moving on.
Okay, no, well, that's given
A few
a
ideas.
few ideas, yeah.
See what comes up.
Brian, I think this sounds like one for you.
Yeah, well, I mentioned this first of all at the last AGM, and did I give out this list to everybody
Yeah.
before? I did. I've got some spare ones here anyway. Looking at the list of things, obviously we can't do them all at one go. I wonder if the first thing we might be able to do is to make a film to celebrate Brent Knoll, especially as 75 years after the end of the Second World War. Richard Ibrahim was very keen on the idea, and I thought we could look into that first of all before we try anything else. Other more simple things would be to have some freestanding planters around the village, which would cost, but
Can we do what they do in Eastern England? What's the
Western England.
village going from
Western England.
Clevedon to Port's Edge?
Oh, yes.
They've got
And
more.
they put the planters in the road,
They do.
chicanes to slow the traffic
Oh,
down.
well,
They
they
work
work.
brilliantly too.
Can we do that, Bob?
Don't ask Bob.
Because they appeared overnight.
Yeah, I mean, you could certainly take it up with highways. I mean, obviously anything that goes on the highway has to be approved, otherwise it would be...
Don't people know?
we'd have a
They
slight
just
insurance
appeared
issue.
on the road, didn't they, through the village? The
Yeah.
villagers did it themselves.
I guess the only problem is if someone hits one.
Well, the police, the Avon and Somerset HQ is there as well, and it's fine because they obviously drive through that every day. So,
Good idea. Are there any of these points that you hopefully will have read that you think are really worthwhile pursuing? Presumably you've had all of these, yeah. Well, yeah. But
No,
I
I
could.
don't think you get that. I've not seen this.
I gave these out, I think, at the last meeting, didn't I?
I mean, we could always do what the army do. We could always paint the curbstones white, the grass green, and
Yeah.
the tarmac black when there's grass coming around.
Well, I mean, if you like, I'll talk to Richard Ibrahim about making this film, where we interview local people, talking about their lives and so on. He was very keen on the idea, and if he's keen, he'll do a good job. Assuming he's got a movie camera, otherwise we'd have to buy one, wouldn't we?
No, Richard, I'm sure we have.
Yeah, probably. What do you feel about that?
Who would view it?
Well, we could have like a film
You
in
don't
here.
know. Yeah.
Fish and chips stop out.
We'd have it in an archive, wouldn't you? People could borrow it, put it on a CD or...
But we could do that movies on the green.
Yeah, or on our website. Stop it.
Just a thought, anyway. Anybody want one more? Or Colin? You got one?
Well, my thoughts were going to this VE and VJ
Yeah.
day, asking people to make an effort in some way for their own particular property to do something.
Sort of red, white and blue in there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
well, we did that before.
Yeah, especially if you had all of Brent Street,
Yeah.
you know, in some form of red, white and blue
Hanging
motif or something. I think that would be probably a start to get people's awareness. But I think some of the things, like the clock, for instance, wasn't your dad and Tony Hill looking at the clock?
No, they're talking about the church.
Oh, I
Church
see.
clock.
Oh, the church clock, I'm sorry.
The idea came to me from one of those circulars you send round, that sort of thing, you know, rather attractive.
Yeah.
I thought, just something additional to the village to make it not quite so drab in places. Anyway, perhaps we could look at
Yeah,
it and
think
bring
about
it back next
Okay, yeah, thank you.
meeting, and I will, in the meantime, talk to Richard.
Okay, thank you. I think we've addressed flooding concerns, yeah. Dog bin, Bob, do you want to discuss this as a result of that?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think,
Don't talk,
I mean, obviously there's been quite a lot of discussion in the village about dog mess on the pavements, particularly I think the area between sort of the village shop and Bodies Lane seems to be the worst patch. There was some concern expressed, as members know, that there used to be a dog bin outside the school, which was originally put there because the school wanted it, and then it was raised about it was not necessarily the right place, so it was taken away and moved down to Bodies Lane. That then meant that there was an old rubbish bin on the other side of the road, which then became a de facto dog bin, which was taken away because it was causing a problem for the neighbour who was having it there brewing in the hot weather. It was not pleasant. But obviously there is an issue with some dog walkers who are not picking up the mess after it's left behind. So I did have we've been asked possibly to look at whether we need some more bins in the village. At the moment, I think I'm right in saying our dog bins are basically at Bodies Lane, up by the church, and on Brent Corner, which are sort of 3 footpath areas. And then in rubbish bins, we've obviously got the one on the village green and at the public toilet out the front. Having spoken with Sedgemoor just to get some ideas of costings, if we were to go for a dog bin, it's approximately £65 for the bin itself, and either £93 or £140 installation if it has either a post or a new one. And dog bins, we would have to pay as a parish about £280 per year per bin for the emptying of the waste. And that would be normally about twice a week. The other option if we went for rubbish bins is a freestanding bin would be £146, it's just itself. And if it was going onto a concrete pad that already existed, they can just bolt it in and that will be just under £200. And if they need to create a base, then that would be £250. In terms of costing, if it's on parish land, if we stuck it on the village green or something like that, it would cost us £3 per visit to empty. But if it's on public land along the highway, then they wouldn't charge because they would just do it as and when they went past for other works. And again, normally they'll aim to try and empty about twice a week. The comment they made in terms of dog mess going into public bins is it's not encouraged because obviously it all ends up going probably to the same place, but the difference between a dog bin and a normal bin is in fact dog bins have a lid that closes which keeps the smells down, whereas the public bins don't tend to have lids. They will have a cover often because, if you remember the one we had replaced on the village green, where they don't have a cover, the birds get in there and rip it all out anyway. So that's the sort of cost that we would be looking at if we did want to go ahead with doing something extra. In terms of locating, then you've got to find somewhere that is safe and also not going to upset whoever you're putting it next to, and that's been the difficulty obviously in the past. We did have a look the other day, just have a wander on Brent Street in that general area, and one possible location we might be able to look at is as you come up from the footpath that comes through the chicken field, you sort of come up to the tennis courts, and there is a verge in front of the tennis courts, whether that might be a place that we could put a bin, but obviously we need to make sure highways were happy and also that the tennis club weren't going to have a problem with it. But at least it's not next to a residential house where people...
No path that side, is it?
No, but then of course there wasn't next to where the old bin used to be either. It does mean you've got to cross the road. If you put it on this side of the road, you're right next door to someone's house. So I guess the first question is, do we want an extra bin? And then, if we do, where?
Well, of course, it then begs the question, even if you put the bin there,
Well, they use it, because if they're not bringing bags to pick the waste up anyway, it's pointless having a bin for them to not put a bag in they haven't got in the first place. And then an awful lot of dog bins also have bags there, don't they, now, to try and encourage people that, well, you can get a bag from the dog bin.
You can't spoon feed people all the time.
The only thing on that point was made to us this afternoon at the surgery was that there are a number of responsible dog owners who will actually pick up other dog
Yes.
mess. But what they don't want to do is be carrying it back to their own houses to dispose of it there. So if they had somewhere they could get rid of it, they would pick it up and get rid. But they don't have anywhere to get rid at the moment.
Where did you say the worst offending areas were?
It's basically between Bodies Lane and the shop, because it tends to be the walk where people will go out to the footpaths, but they obviously stop on the way there, and
So there is one at the end of Bodies Lane?
yeah,
Yes.
because that's one we had to move a couple of times,
that was the one
remember?
from the school.
Yes.
Yeah.
The person who came in today, I think the concern they had, and I did say I would raise it, was how quickly we agreed to remove the one that was opposite the school. It was mentioned, I think once or maybe twice by the owner of the property, and within the following 24 hours it was gone. And I think that was a criticism by this particular resident. I've got nothing to say about that really. I mean, we were asked to do something and we did
Or
it.
would they like it outside their house?
Well, exactly. That's the question you might have
It
to ask.
wasn't a dog bin anyway. It
No,
was
but
We weren't quite that
People
quick
still
because
use it.
I know, I did.
we advertised it in the Brent Knoll
Yeah,
News.
did.
We were planning to do that,
Yeah.
and then it went because we didn't have any response from people saying, please don't.
Nobody bothered about it before.
In fact, we didn't remove it at all actually. The person who removed it was the owner of the property.
Didn't the I don't know if they're what they're called, the brownies or the guides, weren't they suggesting about putting plastic bags?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be quite happy to put a bottle, a plastic bottle
Yeah.
with plastic bags outside on my fence, if I felt that you were out with your dog and you were caught short, But what's
Talking
the...
about
But,
dogs.
no, I've been caught now. But, I mean, do we do that? Is that an idea? I mean, I'd be quite happy to see another waste bin, dog bin. Like I said, it's about where do we put it.
Well, the reason we identified by the tennis courts, because as you come up that path, when you're exiting, it'll be straight in front of you,
Yeah.
a red dog bin, and you can't put it at the
Not
end
across
of
the
the...
road, of course.
Yeah.
Well, but likewise, you can't put it either side of
No.
somebody's drive.
No.
Could you put it next to the, because there's a sort of kissing gate,
Yeah.
isn't there? Could it go next to the kissing gate?
How would somebody go and empty it then?
Well, then the guy's got to park his van, walk down the road to empty it,
Okay.
whereas all the dog bins are accessible,
Understood.
But I agree, it'd be ideal. So
There is a space though, there's quite a wide verge, isn't there?
it is. I don't think it would affect...
It goes back against the land they hedge, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And what about that piece of land at the top of the village? And you've got those little, by me, there's a piece of that just as you come in the village. But do people walk their dogs up to the A38? No.
No, it's too far away.
Because we...
I've never seen anyone walk a dog back and forth. I've seen people rush into the garage and back with pints of milk, or straying
Yeah.
over the road to the Fox and Goose.
Dog walkers don't come up to us really.
Yeah.
Because they may do, of course.
What about you
What
neighbours?
do you think of how many people you have to have?
Get one outside my house then.
That is a point that we may well have to consider.
Yeah.
And the bags on your head.
And the bags are going to be on
So,
my head.
can we...
They can go over that footbridge onto the A38.
Can we try and bring this to a conclusion? Do we want to... I mean, the other thing, of course, is Sedgemoor District Council produce those red and white signs saying pick it up. We could make sure we put more of those on the stiles and on the gates and have a real concerted effort to label everything as well as another dog bin. So there are things we can do to be seen to be proactive in here, because clearly people do get
Or do we put a questionnaire in the Brent Knoll News about where they would like a dog being sighted in the village and where they think it's the best approach?
We don't live in the USA. This is, no, I think. Yeah, I'm
I think
sorry.
we first need to identify a site.
Sorry?
I think we first need to identify a site or sites before we decide whether we go ahead.
Well, I'm quite happy with the opposite of tennis court.
Yes, that's okay. Well, it's not quite opposite, is it?
Adjacent.
Well, it's on.
Or with the
It's
tennis court people
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
and what would Jean Owen think?
Yeah.
Well, it's not near her
No, it
house.
isn't near her.
Well,
No,
it's
it's
not
further
near her
up.
house
There's
at all,
a
it'll be
little
on-
lane, little church lane.
Opposite the
There's just
opposite the lane. Wouldn't be near her house.
Yeah. There's a right and wide verge there.
Where? Where?
Coming the lane straight ahead, and you lay down a hedge in front of the tennis court. It's not near Jean Hode's house at all.
Well, there's the hedge there, the entrance, there's Jean Owen's house.
Yeah.
Oh well, okay. I
So,
think Malcolm's idea was best.
so do we then maybe make an approach to the tennis club, just to sound them out, and then report back as to whether they've got any issues with it going on that verge? Is that-
Do we ask if
Well,
it wants
it's
to be
up
on?
on the corner, isn't it? I thought it was on the corner as you go round to Church Lane. Isn't that way?
No.
Oh,
No, so you're coming up from where the chicken field is.
yeah.
So walk straight on that path and cross straight over the road.
Yeah.
You would hit
Straight
tennis
Lay
club.
down a hedge.
hedge.
Right, okay.
And what if we were to offer to
But
put?
there is a verge further up.
Yeah, but there's a verge there, huge verge, and it's
Well,
not
but
by any.
nobody there, nobody lives there, it's just a
No,
big hedge.
Precisely.
No, but nobody lives
Nobody lives.
where we're planning to put the
All right,
dog bin.
okay. Just trying to be practical.
No. I'm not so sure we understand exactly where
No,
we're referring to.
well, I think we need to, as Malcolm
Well, they'll
suggested,
walk up
look
and
and
down
have,
it.
decide where the best site would
Do
be.
we offer an either or to the tennis
Yeah.
club and say, would you like a general bin
Mm.
or
Might build the parish outside town hall.
a stick
You'll
for dog
still-
bin?
You still get people put it in the ordinary bin.
But they said that's okay on the general
Mm.
waste. And we would have that picked up free.
Yeah.
It would be cheaper and there would, I'd like to propose that we approach the tennis club and say, we have had people come forward that would like to have a bin, and we would say that ideally it could be sited here. Would you be, would you have any think against us putting either a general bin or a dog waste bin? And either or, not a take it or leave it. Sorry, Cam.
Happy
I
to
don't think
second
you
that.
should.
Yeah, that
Yes.
does.
Yeah, that's a proposal. Second. All those in favour? Okay.
Put your hand up.
You know where it is, don't you, Cynthia?
Yes, more or less. But I don't think you should encourage people to put their dog poo into an ordinary.
Well, it's better than leaving it on the
On the
floor,
street.
isn't
I
it?
know
Which
it
is what
is.
we're
I
trying
know it
to
is.
avoid.
Yeah,
Okay.
true.
But if you have a dog bin, you have a dog bin, and the other's for waste.
Mm.
Well, let's have two. Let's have one of each.
Well, one of each then.
Okay, thank you.
Right,
Yeah.
we're getting on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
again.
Well,
Right, we're almost at the under 5-year-olds play facilities. Can I suggest, Brian,
Yeah,
that we wait until we hear the results of our Nuttall grant claim,
right.
and then if we get some money, great. If we don't get some money, then we have to think of Plan B.
Mm.
But at the moment, I don't think we can decide anything until we've got the results of that grant.
Okay.
Is that all right
Yeah,
with you?
what I was going to suggest was that we look at the selection of under 5
Yes.
staff and then centre on one
Yes.
and just, if we can afford it, just one.
Yeah.
Not a lot to go for it.
Yeah. Just one a year if we could do
Well,
that,
yeah,
something like
I
that.
don't think, because there's not a lot of 5-year-olds around, are there?
No.
Well, 95-year-old.
Well, maybe there should be play equipment for 95-year-olds.
I guess the other thing we've got to bear in mind is just how much room we've got on the village green as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, we don't want to be inhibiting the fact, do we?
Or anything else that happens on them.
Okay, right, matters of report, can we address what we would address now? Are there any newsworthy items that we should be circulating?
What about the British Legion suggestion? Does that come from them?
The Legion are going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that the parish council has decided
To support
that
the shop.
it will be asking the community whether they will back a community shop, that's a new
Yeah.
story.
That's
isn't it?
Yeah.
that's
true.
true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think we should do something about that we're going to support this.
Mhm.
And
What about
then,
supporting the, that we agreed to support the care of the community projects?
Oh, what, the CAB and
Yeah.
the Slinky Bus?
okay, where would, first of all, the shop, isn't it, we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So would that go to local reach, burnmonsea.com?
Yeah.
And next door,
Yeah.
our own website.
Yeah.
So just those
Mhm.
general places to show that
Yeah.
we're supporting
Yeah.
it.
And the hybrid weekly meeting.
Okay. Are you going to draft something?
I'll draft them up. So just the essence of what you're saying is the parish council have agreed to support, not actually do, but support the proposal for a questionnaire
Yeah.
for the village.
Yeah.
I'll draft something up and I'll
Yeah,
need to
and
think
then-
about it.
Yeah,
We're
amended or
sponsoring
whatever.
somewhere, don't you?
Yeah.
Because it's not
Spon-
just,
yeah.
it's not just support,
Supporting and
we're giving an
sponsoring.
actual...
Yeah.
We're sponsoring the production of the leaflets. I need to give it a thought. I
Yeah.
might spontaneously come up with these things.
If you fill it out,
Yeah.
I'll draft a release and bang it across to you.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, are we going to give details of these grants just locally to the?
Yeah, make part of the same release.
Yeah, just.
Hmm?
Yeah.
So can you remind me what the sums were that were?
200 from Gauge and 150 each of CAB and
No,
Minute.
100 to CAB, 100 to Mendip Community Transport, 200 to re-engage.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
John.
A couple of points. At the last meeting, it was reported that the no cycling sign by the church had been defaced with black spray paint. I went up there with some white spirit. You can't get it off. I spoke to Rarian Signs. They did it in the first place. It's all 1.5 foot square. They can replace the plug. Actually, I told them to get on with it. It will cost about £30. All right. And the second thing is I've been asked to look into the question of replacing the village flag. That's no problem. I can do that. Do I just get a quote or shall I order one? And I don't know what it cost in Britain.
I should get a quote because from memory they do different quality
That's
of
right.
materials.
Oh, that's no problem.
So yeah, just let us know what
Yeah,
quality.
yeah.
Cynthia, Andrea,
Nothing for me.
Warwick, Malcolm, Brian, David,
No.
Bob. Nothing nothing from me. Nothing from anything from you,
Well,
Andrew.
there's a piece there that I wanted to share with you, which demonstrates that my family's been involved in Brent Knoll for many years since the Civil
Tony
War.
said he
Well, it's very cool.
Oh,
Back with it.
And then happy Civil War.
I did send you.
All right.
Little John Somerset, who's features in that, also in the,
Up in the church.
In the church.
Oh, right.
they were in prison together in Bristol.
Okay, I'll copy that. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Nothing from me.
Andrea,
Thank you very much.
John, we've got an audit meeting in March, the March meeting in the afternoon. It's the end of the year finance, so it'll be a sort of 3 o'clock. Audit,